Today I am sharing the explanation of Chaupai 3 and Chaupai 4 of Hanuman Chalisa in English from My Hanuman Chalisa by Devdutt Pattanaik.
Chaupai 3 Thunder Body, Lightning Mind. Mahabir Bikram Bajrangi, Kumati Nivar, Sumati ke Sangi. Great hero, valiant, with lightning body, who drives away bad thoughts and is always accompanied by good thoughts. Having explained his origins and role, this verse presents the qualities of Hanuman that make him worthy of worship. Most villages in India worship a Veera or hero who protects the village. Hanuman is identified as Mahavira or Mahabir, who also protects the mind. Hanuman not only vanquishes physical demons like Rakshasas and Asuras, but also psychological demons such as negative thoughts, Kumati, and ushers in positive thoughts, Shumati. Hanuman stands on the frontier between the wilderness and the settlement, between the animal and the human world, and has the power to turn the negative into positive, poison into medicine. This is why in temples Hanuman is often offered special arka leaves and flowers which grow wild in the forest and are poisonous. This negative offering becomes positive after contact with his body. Hanuman's status as a special kind of hero is reaffirmed by being called Vikram, which is both a common noun meaning valiant and a proper noun referring to a legendary king, Vikramaditya, king of Ujjain, who was renowned for his worldly wisdom. There is a famous Sanskrit word known as Vetala Pachisi, which tells 25 tales in which Vikramaditya takes difficult decisions. These questions are posed by a ghost or Vetala, feared by all mortals but not the brave king of Ujjain. Hanuman is like this legendary king, brave enough to face ghosts and wise enough to solve complex puzzles. Hanuman is also being addressed as Bajrangi, which means one who possesses a body, Anga, that is as powerful and radiant as the thunderbolt, Vajra. In Hindu mythology, Vajra is the weapon of Indra, the sky god who hurls thunderbolts against dark monsoon clouds to release rain. Indra once hurled this weapon at Hanuman, and instead of being hurt by it, Hanuman simply absorbed and internalized his power. Hence, he is also called Vajra Angi, one whose body is as powerful as a thunderbolt. In Buddhist mythology, Vajra refers to thunderbolt and diamond and is a metaphor of incisive analytical abilities. Vajrapani is a guardian of the Buddha and a fearsome deity who strikes the ignorance down and grants the wise incisive analytical abilities. He is visualized trampling the enemies of the Buddha and holding a Vajra in his hand, much as Hanuman tramples demons and holds a mace in his hand, suggesting the overlapping roots of these two deities. Vedic Hinduism, based on worldliness, thrived over 3000 years ago, but it was overshadowed 2000 years ago by Buddhism that valued otherworldliness. In order to spread both Hinduism and Buddhism, assimilated with folk beliefs, and to stay relevant, both exchanged ideas. As a result, both transformed. Vedic Hinduism became Puranic Hinduism, while Buddhism split into Theravada Buddhism and Mahayana Buddhism. Vedic Hinduism worshipped the Vajra wielding Indra, who was assimilated with Vishnu of the Puranic tradition. The historical teacher Shakyamuni Buddha of Theravada Buddhism made room for mythological saviors known as Bodhisattva of Mahayana Buddhism. When Islam came to India, Buddhism went out of mainstream, but many Buddhist ideas and icons survived and were absorbed into the mainstream. Hanuman reflects many Buddhist ideals. He has no desires like the Buddha, yet he helps people by solving their problems like the Bodhisattva, and his form mirrors the form of the Buddhist guardian god Vajrapani. In pre Buddhist, even pre Vedic times, it has been postulated that the blood of enemies and wild animals was offered to the village guardian god by the warriors who defended the village frontier. Red becomes the color of valor and fertility. Later, as the doctrine of ahimsa, non-violence, gained ground, blood was represented symbolically using sindoor, vermilion. Even later, the red color was replaced by saffron color, indicating celibacy and continence, a rejection of all things sensory. Buddhist monks were the first to use saffron, ochre, maroon, and red robes to distinguish themselves from the robes of common folk, but eventually these colors were adopted by Hindu monks, and saffron has now become the color of choice of political Hinduism. Hanuman's orange red body is often covered with silver and gold foil representing his lightning like body. Chaupai 4. Darshan Kanchan Varan Viraj Subesa Kanan Kundal Kunchit Kesa. Golden body seated with elegant adornments, rings in the ears, curly locks. If the previous verse described the prowess of Hanuman, this verse focuses on his physical form, his golden complexion, his curly hair, and his fine clothes, including the earrings. The golden complexion reminds us that Hanuman is a monkey with golden fur, but his earrings and curly hair draw attention to his humanity, as only humans wear ornaments and have hair on the head. In some stories, Hanuman was born with earrings. The story goes that Vali, the king of monkeys, had heard that Kesari's wife Anjani was pregnant with a child who would be more powerful than him. So he cast a missile to hurt this child. However, instead of getting hurt, Vayu ensured the missile transformed into Hanuman's earrings, a symbol of Vali's, hence Indra's defeat. Earrings have a special significance in Hinduism. Piercing the ears of a child is a rite of passage, shamskara. By piercing the ear, one creates a passage for sunlight through the body, making the body auspicious. Traditionally, men and women both wore earrings. So Vishnu is famous for his dolphin, Makara-shaped earring, and Shiva is famous for wearing serpent, Naga-shaped earrings. Hanuman's earrings connect him to fierce warrior hermits known as Natha Yagi of the ear split Kanphata order Sampradaya, who were identified by their special earrings made of rhinoceros skin inserted by splitting their gurus. Matsyendranath and Goraknath wrestled Hanuman and earned his respect. Hanuman is described as well dressed. In folklore, he was born wearing an adamantine loincloth made of thunder or diamond Vajra Kaupina to reaffirm his celibacy and his association with orders of ash-smeared, trident-bearing warrior hermits. This association with warrior hermit orders starts only around 1,000 years ago, following the institutionalization of the Hindu monastic orders. On one hand, by wandering tantric mendicant yogis of the Nath order, such as Matsyendranath, and on the other hand, by Vedantic acharyas such as Adi Shankaracharya, who established Hindu abbeys, mathas. That the verse describes how Hanuman looks and what he wears indicates that we are gazing upon the deity. This is darshan, an integral ritual in Hinduism. The whole purpose of going into a temple is to see the deity and be seen by the deity, who invariably has large, shapely eyes that captivate the visitor even from afar. The devotee describes the deity's beauty and hopes the deity will reciprocate, identify the devotee's need and wants, and give them what they deserve and desire. A Christian church, a Muslim mosque, a Buddhist monastery, or a Sikh gurudwara are spaces designed to bring the community together and focus on a common goal, confess sins, reaffirm submission, awaken to desires and delusions, and learn from the songs of the sages, as the case may be. But a Hindu temple is the house of a deity. We go to see them and be seen by them, no different from visiting a relative's or friend's house or going to a king's court with a petition. The practice of invoking and adoring a deity and then petitioning him for material benefits informed the ancient Vedic ritual known as yagna. It continued to inform the later temple rituals known as puja. What makes puja different from yagna, however, is the value placed on darshan. The word darshan has a double meaning, view as well as world view, sight as well as insight. It is simultaneously about doing and thinking, action and introspection. It seeks to counter the purely intellectual approach of Buddhism, where greater value is given to dhyan, meditation, wherein eyes are shut. It also seeks to appeal to the masses who are not interested in introspection. Deities in Buddhism are just tools to enable better meditation, while Hindu deities have elaborate form. Their images, charged with hymn and ritual, are capable of responding to the prayers of the devotee. Darshan acknowledges the value of relationship between deity and devotee, between self and other, in contrast to the isolation and individualism that informs Buddhist practices and even Hindu monastic orders. We prove that we have truly seen the deity on the basis of what offerings we make. Every deity is unique, and so seek unique offerings. For Vishnu, there are tulsi leaves. For Shiva, there are Vilva leaves. Hanuman is typically offered items sought by wrestlers and bodybuilders: til, sesame oil, rye, mustard oil, and urad black gram seeds, which build up muscle mass and are traditionally considered hot ingredients firing up the body with energy.
The explanation of the following chaupais will be continued in the next videos.